Good morning, class. So today for our read aloud for our carpet time, we are going to be reading Me on the Map by Joanne Sweeney. But first, we are going to talk about a few different types of maps. So, can anyone tell me what is this? Yes. So you're right. This is a treasure map. So, what could we use a treasure map for? What would be the purpose of it? Yes. So, to find the treasure. So, what are some of the different things that the map shows us? So, for example, when you look at this map, what are some of the different things that we see? Yes, so we know that there's a pirate ship here, and this is where they're starting, right? What else do we know? So we know that there's an isle right here. It's like a little island. And it's got the trees and barrels. Oh, sorry. What else do we see? Few more. Yeah, so we know we have to go around the island, and then there's these rock run, huh? So there's a bunch of rocks, and we can't run into those, so it's important that those are on the map, because if not, we'd run into them and the ship would crash. Ooh, do you see these little eyeballs here? So these are crocodiles. So they put the alligator alley. And then we have what? Yes. The volcano. Yes, I was getting ready to say that. Awesome. So we know the direction we have to go. We know that the treasure. So we have to start here and we know the path we have to take, what obstacles or what key details are on the map that we have to look out for. Awesome. So we, just like treasure maps, so we use treasure maps to find buried treasure. We can use maps of cities, states. There's maps for countries and worlds. We can use those to find people, places, or things that are important to us. So we are going to read our story. So if we were in the classroom, we would be going over to the carpet, and the students would all have an assigned seat on the carpet. So we have Me on the Map. The certain parts of the book, I'm going to stop to point out some important details because this is going to go with what we will be doing today for our activity after we are done. So we have, this is me. So we're all here, right? We're our own person. This is me in my room. This is a map of my room. This is me on the map of my room. So we have a map here, and it's a map of her room. So if we look, she's got her bed, she's got her lamp and her dresser. Looks like she's got a little desk here. She's got the rug and her door, a chair, and she used some different shapes. So she got a square for her desk and a rectangle for her bed. This is my house. This is a map of my house. This is my room on the map of my house. So here we have another map. And look, she kind of just outlined the house in this square. We got a garage here. She did the patio, the living room. Looks like they have a sitting area here because they got some chairs and it goes into the kitchen. And then we got my mom and dad's room and hallway and my room, my brother's room, and there's a bathroom. Looks like the front door here. This is my street. This is the map of my street. This is my house on the map of my street. So they got a map here of Oak Street and all the addresses. So 1234 Oak Street or 1236 Oak Street. So they got each address there. Isn't that neat? This is my town. This is a map of my town. This is my street on the map of my town. So they have like an aerial photo or an aerial map here. And then they drew out the map. So we got each of the street names, has the town names of Pleasant Grove, the courthouse, so the church. What are some other important buildings that we would need in there? School, very good. So here's the school, and they got another school here. Some stores. So there's some stores here. Shopping center here. Very good. This is my state. This is a map of my state. This is my town on the map of my state. So they got the town here at Pleasant Grove, and this is Kansas map here. And you got the capital of Topeka marked there too. This is my country, the United States of America. This is a map of my country. This is my state on the map. So she's pointing to Kansas right here, which is where we are. This is my world. It's called Earth. It looks like a giant ball. If you could unroll the world and make it flat, if we could unroll it and make it flat, it would look something like this map of the world. This is my country on the map of the world. See, right here, you see the country? Each of the continents. So, here's how I find my special place on the map. First, I look at the map of the world and find my country. Then, I look at the map of my country to find my state. Then I look at the map of my state and find my town. So she started, how'd she find her out where she was? She started with her country, then her state, then I look at the map of my town and find my street. And on my street, I find my house. So she finds her town and then she has her street in her town. And on my street, I find my house. And in my house, I find my room. And in my room, I find me. Just think. in rooms and houses, on streets and towns, in countries all over the world. Everyone has their own special place on the map. Just like me. Just like me on the map. And just like you on the map. So, how could you describe your location right now? If I was to ask you to describe where you are in the world right now. So good. So let's think about some of the ways the character in the story described her location. So you get your town, and then your good street, and then we could look at good. So like our school on the street. So we're on Jefferson Street. So what are some other types of maps that you've seen that maybe weren't mentioned our in our story here today? So good. So you have one. So you went to an amusement park and there was a map. So you know where all the rides were. Very good. So that's a good example. What is another type of one? And maybe you guys, have any of you ever been to a shopping mall? So when you go to a shopping mall, it tells you where all the stores are. So you can look and it tells you upstairs, you'll have all these stores, and downstairs you'll have the stores, and that you can use that map to know which store you're trying to find. JCPenney's, you can use that map to go to JCPenney's in the shopping mall. Um, so there's other maps. Have awesome. So he said the Royal Stadium has a map to know where you sit. So that's a really good example. So how are maps different from what we see or the pictures we take? Good. So maps show us a lot more. So when we look at a map, we can see the key details. So like the islands, the rocks in our treasure map, or in our country map, some of the key details were so like the map of the US. So the key details for this would be like our states, right? We need to know where the states are on the map and then where our state is. Um, what are some other things that we see in pictures that maybe maps don't show us? It's like the little details. So, like in the map of the room, it didn't show what was in her desk. It didn't show what was in her closet or what the room looked like as far as everything in the walls and the colors. So all the details like a picture would show us. So why is it important to understand where we are in the world? Very good. So that we can figure out our place. And then if we want to travel, how do we know? We got to have a map. Right. So we get to create our own maps today, and you're going to create a map of your bedroom. Um, so I want you to think about like the map that she made in the story. Um, what furniture do you have in your room that you would need in your map? And we're going to use shapes like they did. So, rectangle for a bed, a square, maybe a circle if you have like a chair. Uh, and then I will be walking around to watch you guys as you do this. And if you need help, I'll be there to help